All right, let's talk about some truths of our industry and why real just makes sense. Why real is ahead of the game and where the industry's heading. This is one of my favorite quotes ever. It's by Wayne Gretzky. I skate to where the puck is going to be, not where it has been. Being a visionary, and I consider myself to be a visionary, I'm always looking ahead. What is next? Where is the industry headed? I never wanted to be left behind. I never wanted to be caught in a place that I didn't want to be by delaying making decisions when I saw what was going to happen ahead. I've done this several times. I walked away from my franchises. I had 4 franchises with Exit Realty. I walked away from those. I walked away from that and became independent because I knew where things were going. I knew it wasn't heading to a good place and it wasn't going to grow how I wanted to see it grow and be part of that. I wanted to be part of something that was growing. So I walked away from that. I knew the industry models were going to keep changing. And then unless that company changed, it was going to be difficult to continue to grow and keep up. I now look at the world as an independent and say, it's going to be extremely tough to be an independent in the future. Everything is changing. It's because there's some truths in the industry I want to talk about right now. And that's just a few things that kind of make sense and why real is getting ahead of the game. And an industry that's changing like crazy and changing really fast. Here's some truths and some realities. Agents by nature are entrepreneurs. They don't get into real estate for a job. Brokerage just 25 years ago, the broker controlled the listings. They had them in a book. You kind of had a job as a real estate agent. The agent of today versus the broker of today, the only real difference is the license. Think about that. The only difference is the license, a broker license versus a real estate license. In a company like Real, a real estate agent versus a broker has just as much opportunity. When I rolled my brokerage over to Real Broker LLC, I told my agents, I'm now partners with you. We are equals. Some agents looked at me like I was crazy, but it's the truth. I am equal to everyone within my organization now. Broker license or real estate license, it doesn't matter. That's what the new age models like Real are doing. They're making it equal for opportunities for a broker versus an agent. And that's just where the industry's headed. Here's another truth. Agents want as much value as they can get for the cost they have working under a broker. It just makes sense. Most agents are the driving force of acquisition of new clients. The agents are running the ads to obtain the leads, to obtain the clients. So it's no wonder they want more. It's no wonder they want higher splits and lower caps. This has been going on at a very slow progression for the last 20 years, but it's gotten to the point where agents just want what they want, and they want a competitive compensation model, and they're not going to pay high fees for it. And that's changing the industry drastically. And it will continue to until all companies, in my opinion, maybe it takes 20 years, I don't know, but most, if not all companies, will be run kind of like Real Broker LLC is in some form or fashion. I guarantee it. All right. Most successful agents will question their cost of the brokerage versus the value they get out of the brokerage at least once every couple of years. It's just a reality. Brokerage competitors have fought each other to offer ever increasing splits and ever reducing caps year after year for 20 years. I have seen it. I've been in the business 16 years. I watched the business for a few years before that. It's constantly changing. When I came into the business in 2006, a 70-30 split with no cap and an increase to 90% after 100,000 was pretty damn good. So much has changed since then. Everything has changed since then. It's miraculous what has changed. But I knew it was coming all along. It's just, I didn't see the opportunities that would come from a company like Real and how they set it up to be a national brokerage without having a bunch of franchise and a bunch of wasted money on overheads and bureaucracy and other things that just they're not necessary anymore. So those are some other things that have changed. A brokerage's cost has steadily increased year after year over the last 20 years. The most successful agents get to a point in their career where they will think about creating a team, going independent, or both. Now there's a new opportunity. You could create a team and build a massive business under Real without having all the overheads, headaches, risk that's involved in owning a brokerage. This is why teams develop. But honestly, teams have developed under very traditional brokerage models, and it's time for teams to develop under, more forward-thinking, driven, team-driven, national-driven concepts like Real. You could have a team in multiple states. You could have a team in 10 states if you wanted teams in 10 states. You'd be paying one split, one cap under Real, doesn't matter. Teams built under other brokerages that are more traditional may be paying brokerage fees to both the local office and whatever other office their team members are in. So you have to think about the way the companies are set up now versus where they're going to be in the future. I think things are changing drastically. I think that Real is ahead of the curve. Agents are the major source of finding business, so they just want better compensation models. Most brokerages that provide leads to their agents, really, they're running it like a large team, but with more costs and more responsibilities. Think about that. A lot of brokerages that provide the leads are really just big teams. So my question to them would be, why wouldn't they just be under a company like Real where they can cut out all the other headaches of running a brokerage? The minute you're a top producer and you step out of top producing to deal with managing a brokerage is the minute you start losing the time that you spent on high income producing activities. Trust me, as soon as you open your own brokerage, if you're a top producer, now you got to deal with a lot of other stuff that is going to actually bring down your income. You may think it's going to net you more. That's difficult. And I've seen it be extremely difficult because I've been there. So brokerages that, also the brokerages of all levels, just like the Lux Group, and we were number 9 in our county, and we're holding a strong place in the market. Every one of them is increasingly questioning how to reduce brokerage management cost and the cost per agent in order to look ahead 5 to 10 years and see a bright and secure future. For me, I looked at the cost per agent to run this brokerage, compared it to the revenue share and team opportunities I had with Real, and it made sense. The Real brokerage concept made sense. It was going to put me in a different position quickly. In a 5-year outlook, extremely different. 10-year outlook, mind-blowing difference when I looked at the opportunities with Real versus the opportunities to continue growing my brokerage. So when you look at that, it really starts to come to clarity on why you would consider a company like Real. I look at it like this. I outsourced all my brokerage management responsibilities to Real. I can now focus on higher income producing activities to produce leads for my team, produce for myself and my family, and help other people become successful, make revenue share off of the people I introduce, and build company stock that'll allow me to create an exit strategy for me in the future, an exit strategy for any of my agents that are in my network in the future, and just create better opportunities for all. The truths of this business and where those truths are leading to make Real a really strong opportunity. Real is where the puck is headed. No doubt in my mind. All I ask is you have an open mind, book a call with me below. I promise you the call will be worth it. I promise you. Book a call right now. I'll chat with you soon.